So the guy I've been dating for 8 months just came over and broke up with me. When I met him in March, I came back to life. I got my confidence back. I played, I laughed. The hardest thing for me is that he just committed like 3 weeks ago and told me that he considers me his girlfriend and has told everybody else. And so what did I do? I put him right back on Facebook and paraded him in front of everybody. Like, here's my guy. So, as much as I know it's the right thing, like my mind knows it's the right thing, my heart hurts.
I am so defeated. I am so sick of being told how strong I am because I'm not strong and I don't want to be strong. A sweet friend of mine came along and offered me money to file for my divorce. So my $185 is paid and I filed for divorce today, officially, finally. We don't have insurance anymore. Be selfish, do whatever you want to do, but don't hurt your kids in the process. That I can't even be present mentally because I'm so sick of this.
What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about women who filed for divorce and instantly regretted their decision. We're seeing wives who destroyed their marriages thinking they'd be happier, only to realize within weeks or months that they made a huge mistake. The regret hits fast when reality sets in. The loneliness, the financial struggles, watching their ex move on, but by then it's too late to undo what they've done. Let's break down these stories of instant regret. Let's get into it.
Answer this question. Can I ask, how do you think it got to that point, if you don't mind answering? She's referring to the video I made where I talk about my husband of 25 years sitting me down and telling me at a Mexican restaurant that he was only in our marriage for our daughter, essentially saying he didn't love me anymore, which I therefore left and started over again with our daughter. So how did it get to that point? You know, it's very interesting that you ask this because I've been making videos about older women dating younger men. And it's funny because I think that age actually did hurt us in our marriage. I was 21 and he was 31 when we got together. I had a 2-month-old baby and he had a couple kids actually from a previous marriage. And I was still living with my parents. It was very much, even though neither one of us had anything, neither of us had any money. We didn't have literally anything. That part was very equal. He was still 10 years older and was very much the boss, controlled the finances, made all the decisions, when we were going to live together, when we were going to get married. He was the decision maker in all of those cases. And I didn't really have enough confidence to make my own decisions at that time. What happened though was we got together and I started really helping him build a business that he had a license for, but really wasn't doing anything in. So I applied all of my marketing to his business. The business took off. Between my marketing and his sales, we skyrocketed. We made $1 million our first year. We were the #1 catering company in all of Las Vegas for decades. It was a really big deal. But what happened was, as that time went on, I started establishing myself. I started building my own confidence, my own identity. Eventually, we wound up getting into real estate, and I became a teacher, trainer, and started coaching and speaking on real estate and on marketing. And then that turned into me speaking about affiliate marketing and making 6 figures as an affiliate marketer. And then I'm on the stages and I'm writing books and I'm doing things like that. And as I climbed that social ladder, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, I think he struggled. And I'll be really honest with you. He didn't change. He didn't change at all. I don't think in the entire 25 years he ever changed. He was the same guy he was when we met, and that was a problem. Because when you marry a 21-year-old girl that has not grown into the woman she's going to be yet, you're kind of asking for trouble unless you're going to grow with her. And you know, if one person grows and the other one stays in the same spot, then one is probably gonna go a different direction. And I'm not saying I was better than, I'm not saying anything to do with that. I'm saying we grew in different directions. I grew up in that marriage. I grew up. And then I didn't want to ask for allowance. I didn't want to ask for money. I didn't want him to make all the decisions anymore. I started standing up for myself and saying, this is what I want our life to look like. I didn't feel safe in a lot of the decisions he made. And it concerned me. And so I wanted to be more involved with the finances. I wanted to be more involved with our investments. And There was so much push and pull then because for so long he was just the boss. And, you know, a man's ego doesn't do so well when the woman becomes too strong. And I did become too alpha. I did become too bossy and domineering. I think I just a fear for losing everything, which I won't go into those details, but we had some issues in there. I didn't trust the situation. I'm like, I need to take over. I need to protect us and keep us safe. And that, what does that do? That makes me less feminine. It makes me less attractive. And I'm not saying it was his fault. I'm not saying it was my fault. I'm just saying when you start off with that much of an age gap, somebody's going to probably grow in a different direction than the other one. So that's just my honest answer. I am 52 years old today. This is 52. I turned off the filters. I'm outside. I am on my patio in the sun, but there are no filters. This is 52. All of it imperfections. Got a little bit more of the lines, the wrinkles. Skin is not perfect. A little more wrinkles around the neck, right? This is 52. I am not upset about being 52. And I think that I'm in many ways younger, feeling, looking energy than I was 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago in some ways. And yes, I come on here on TikTok and talk about dating and I put on filters. You know those filters that give you like a little bit of an eyelash, or they soften these imperfections in our face. They give us a little bit of that glow, maybe hide some of the lines and wrinkles. I don't know. We all kind of do it just to soften things up. Today I thought, you know what, it is my birthday. I'm 52 years old. I'm just going to come on here, darn it, and be here in reality. This is what it is. And 52 in the dating scene is hard. It is hard. We're constantly taking a look around and looking at the younger girls. But I'll tell you, the truth is, when I was in my 20s and dating, I was as insecure as I am in my 50s and dating. And in our 50s, we come to the table with a lot more experience, a lot more to offer somebody else. Yes, there's often more baggage that comes with that too. You know, even though I'm in a very free place in my life, my kids are grown, I don't need anybody else financially. I've got a nice, beautiful house that I built, not my ex-husband. I built it after the divorce. But I still feel like I have baggage too, because emotional triggers and whatnot that we have when we're in a new relationship. So nobody is free from that type of thing. But being 52 out there in the dating scene it's scary, it's messy, it's complicated, all of those things. But I don't really think it's probably that much different than what the younger people are going through. It's hard for anybody being out there. But anyway, I just thought I'd pop on here. It's my birthday, 52 years old, single, out there dating, having a good time, sharing with you guys all the stories, and let's just see where it goes from here.
This woman divorced her husband of 25 years because she outgrew him. And now she's 52, single, admitting dating is hard, scary, messy, and complicated while making filtered TikToks about her struggles. The regret is obvious. He didn't change in 25 years. He was consistent, stable, and helped you build $1 million business. But that wasn't enough because you became too alpha and wanted control of everything. She admits she became less feminine, less attractive by trying to dominate the relationship, pushed away a loyal husband who was there for decades, and now she's competing in a brutal dating market. At 52 years old, men are constantly looking at younger girls. Yeah, because youth and femininity are attractive, and you traded those qualities, plus a stable 25-year marriage for being single and insecure on dating apps in your 50s.
At 47 years old, after 25 years married, I found myself divorced. You guys, I thought it was over. I remember sitting on my floor just crying, saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm too old to do this again. I'm too old now to fall in love and find the love of my life, because how much time are we going to have left, right? Now, some of you are going to say 47 is so young, but to me, it felt like life was over. And to be honest with you, even into my 50s, I bought my own house. My kids went off to college when I was 50. And then one day I happened to be looking across the bar and saw a guy, and I asked my friends, who is that? And they said, we don't know, but we'll find out. Little did I know they were actually approaching him. I didn't realize that was happening until it was already happening. Right now, I can tell you that for the first time in my life, since my divorce, I feel alive again. And it has really made me realize that I'm 52 now and I feel great. I'm out having fun. I'm dancing, I'm dating, I'm singing, I'm playing, I'm traveling. I'm doing all those things and I have freedom to do it. So if you think your life is over at 50, take it from me. It's not over. Well, I've been honest about the dating journey up until now, so why change? So the guy I've been dating for 8 months just came over and broke up with me. Honestly, I'm going to say that I knew it was coming. I mean, we've had some ons and offs and aren't really compatible in the long run, but that doesn't mean it hurts any less. After 8 months, that's a long time. The hardest thing for me is that he just committed like 3 weeks ago and told me that he considers me his girlfriend and has told everybody else. And so what did I do? I put him right back on Facebook and paraded him in front of everybody. Like, here's my guy. So, as much as I know it's the right thing, like my mind knows it's the right thing, my heart hurts. And those of you that are in the dating scene, you know how this feels to think about. Well, but here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. I had the time of my life this year. And when I met him in March, I came back to life. I got my confidence back. I played. I laughed. I camped. I ate sushi. I did things I've never done before. I ran barefoot through the sprinklers and into the cold waters camping and peed behind a tree. All the things that I swore I'd never do. I don't have any regrets at all. And now I feel like it's time for me to go play. I want to be single. I want to go play. I want to have fun. I probably want to date multiple people and find out who I really want after all that time. You know, I was married 25 years. So since I was 21 years old, I was married. I don't know really what I want in life, you know, as a partner. Maybe I don't even want a partner. Maybe I want to just go have fun, flirt around, date a little, you know, just have a good time. I don't have to. We're not required to settle down. And if something happens and the right person in the right frame of mind comes along, great. You know, this guy had kids, entanglements with an ex-wife, didn't want to make me public on Facebook. And I have had issues with that from day one. It's time to release it, let it go, let him go, let him move on. You know, it stings and I know I'm going to miss him, but that's what it's all about.
This 52-year-old woman divorced her husband of 25 years, briefly felt alive with a rebound relationship, got dumped after 8 months, and is now coping by pretending she wants to play and date multiple people. The regret and desperation is painful to watch. I thought my life was over at 47 because it basically was in terms of dating market value. She threw away a 25-year marriage, and now she's discovering what being a middle-aged divorced woman actually looks like. She met one guy at a bar, dated him for 8 months, publicly claimed him on Facebook, and he dumped her. Now she's making videos crying about it while trying to spin it as I want to be single and have fun anyway. That's not empowerment. That's cope. I ran barefoot through sprinklers and pee behind a tree. Girl, these aren't accomplishments. You're 52, acting like a teenager discovering freedom. But really, you're just realizing what you gave up when you destroyed your stable marriage.
So today is my 3-year wedding anniversary, and I can without a doubt say that this has been hands down the most depressing, miserable, horrible 3 years of my life. I have literally never been so depressed. I've never hated another person more than I hate the person that I married. While I run my ass off and I do everything for everybody in my life, like me, my kids, him, he goes to work and works enough. That's it. He works. Yeah, his job's hard. Yeah, his hours suck. But he works. That is all he does. I am in a different town because I had to take my kids to their football practice. And I asked him to watch our daughter. And you know what he did? He slept. He slept since he got home. What did I do? I did homework. I fed the kids. I took my son to speech. I went to the bank. I paid people to mow my yard because, you know, he can't mow the yard anymore. I, like I said, made sure homework got done. I got them ready for football. I took them to football. I tried taking care of myself and went on a walk, but, you know, when I started realizing I hadn't heard from him, I'm calling and calling and calling and begging for the bare minimum of him to watch our fucking daughter. Excuse my language. I'm just so upset. To watch our daughter, to cut up a watermelon, and to make dinner. I mean, that is absolutely bare minimum. That is not, that's not asking for much. And it's not even today. It's not even today. Oh, so then when he realizes that he's almost running out of time and we're going to be home soon, he's like, oh, I can't because I don't have this. So you know what a normal person would do? They'd be like, oh, I don't have that. Let me go get it. But guess what? He has 30 minutes until everybody's going to be home. So he's just like, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to lay now because I waited so long and now I'm mad at myself. Now I'm just not going to do anything because F it. I am 30 years old and I'm literally begging for the bare minimum every single day. I am a married single mom. That's what I am. Yeah, I don't work, but the amount of weight I carry, I have been applying for jobs. I mean, I can tell you right now, the reason women stay in shit relationships is one, because they don't have the means to leave financially, like a house. Two, the idea of a family. I can tell you why I've stayed. Money. It's that simple. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. He used to want me to be a stay-at-home mom. Now he just doesn't care because he doesn't care about anything. I shouldn't have to wake a 32-year-old man up for work. No matter what shift, first, second, third, I shouldn't have to wake him up for work. I shouldn't have to tell him what time to set an alarm if I can't wake him up. I shouldn't have to call or make people go wake him up. I shouldn't tell a grown man that he probably should shower after working all day. I shouldn't have to tell him to brush his teeth. I shouldn't have to tell him to feed his kids while he's taking care of them. I shouldn't have to tell him to watch his kids. I shouldn't have to tell him what to put the kids in when it comes to clothes. I shouldn't have to tell him where the clothes are. He doesn't even know my kids' teachers' names. I shouldn't have to manage his schedule and mine and my kids. I shouldn't have to tell him, hey, you need to refill your medicine. Hey, you need a doctor's appointment. Hey, you should probably get your oil changed. Hey, your brakes don't sound good. Not only tell him, but then I have to call and schedule that oil change because will he do it himself? No. Will he call himself? No. I am raising another kid. And so what's going to happen when I get my job? I am going to be doing everything that I'm doing on top of working now. I shouldn't have to tell a grown man if he can and can't buy something because he doesn't know how much money we have, because never in his life has he ever downloaded a banking app on his phone. Never has he ever looked at a pay stub. Never has he ever even looked at a bill to see what it costs. So yeah, he might make the money, but who carries the financial weight? Who carries the way to budget the money? Who makes the grocery list? Who makes sure we have food so we can eat food? Who makes sure he has this, that, and everything else when all he gives a shit about is getting high and sleeping? Because you know what? If he's not high, he's not happy. I should not be begging a grown man for the bare minimum. On top of the bare minimum, I shouldn't have to deal with the anger outbursts, breaking my shit where my door won't even close, putting holes in my walls, threatening to kill me in front of my kids. The list could just go on and on. And yeah, I know I can leave because trust me, I am leaving. But people can't just walk out and leave one day when you have kids and 12 years of life wrapped up together. You gotta have a plan. You can't just walk away with nothing. You have to have a plan. My plan is in effect right now, but I just had a rant because I'm just baffled. I just don't want to spend another day like this. And I know I just got to get through a couple more days, couple more weeks. And then what? My kids lose their dad? When I quit forcing him to be one, when I quit forcing him to help, when he loses his job because he doesn't wake up himself, like I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's just not fair. Happy 3-year anniversary to me. Happy 3 years of misery. I mean, I'm trying so hard not to be bitter, but like, I've just never disliked somebody so much that I should love, that I just don't. In sickness and health, better or worse, like, no. Like, so destroy myself and destroy my kids to keep a vow? Nope. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm waiting to get my kids from football so I can go home to a fight that I already know I'm going to go home to. So I can figure out dinner at 8:30 at night and do showers and get everything ready for the next day to do it all over again. Moms literally cannot give up. You just can't give up because nobody else is going to pick up the pieces. Dads will check out. Dads will do this. Dads will do that. But as a mom, you literally cannot because you have to carry it. All right, I'm done ranting. I guess I should say what a perfect day to wear my Patterson Law shirt. Problems with your ex, call Rex. If you need a good lawyer, he's your guy. But don't worry, I'm not going to need a lawyer because he's not going to fight for anything because that's how little he cares, which, good for me, but sad for my kid.
This woman really sat down and recorded a whole autobiography about how miserable she is on her anniversary. Instead of fixing her situation years ago, she chose to stay and now acts shocked that nothing changed. She keeps saying she shouldn't have to do all these things for him, but she's the one still doing it. She's out here raising a man, waking him up, managing his life, making every excuse possible, and then wondering why he doesn't act like an adult because she treats him like a child. And then she says, I can't leave because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So basically, she traded her peace for convenience. And now she's mad that the deal was terrible. Every sentence is, I shouldn't have to, but she continues to do exactly that and then gives a TED talk about it.